Christ in our lives every day of the week. These scriptures and portions of lessons or a quote about the scripture cover each day of the week, except Sunday. You've all heard the Sunday, whatever you want to call them, whether they're sermons, homilies, lessons, time to make the grocery list, whatever. And as a minister of faith and a former musical cantor, hush now, that was over 25 years ago, when last I had to cantor with the group. Last, appropriately, I sang tenor or contralto, low. It was in a funeral quartet. But when my very partner, Stinky, a countertenor, died, there was nothing more to do after his funeral. I sang our duet that final time with him. He had gone to the studio and recorded that song one last time, and him playing the guitar accompaniment. He sang the melody in basso profundo, and I sang the harmony in a higher tenor. If you're familiar with the song, it's Fly Away Home. And if you're familiar with Brother, Where Art Thou, it is that arrangement. But instead of I singing the melody and he the harmony in his deeper voice, we flipped it on its head. And we, none of the four of us, have listened to that song since. And none of us have felt Christ encouraging us to go on. In fact, I've seen and felt the Spirit rolling on the floor, kicking his heels in the air, laughing each time the phone rang for a new booking. We've had over 50 requests for weddings. We're a funeral group. We don't do weddings. Jesus' hope is different. He plants in our hearts the conviction that God is able to make everything work unto good, because even from the grave, he brings life. Christ is risen. We have the possibility of opening our hearts and receiving his gift of hope. Let us open our hearts to hope and go forth. May the memory of his works and his words be the bright star which directs our steps in the ways of the faith towards that Easter that will have no end. The Lord is alive and wants to be sought among the living. After having found him, each person is sent out by him to announce the Easter message, to awaken and resurrect hope in the hearts burdened by sadness, in those who struggle to find meaning in life. It is so very necessary today. However, we must not proclaim ourselves. Rather, as joyful servants of hope, we must announce the risen one by our lives and through our love. Otherwise, we will only be an international organization full of followers and good rules, yet incapable of offering the hope for which the world longs. Faith is not an album of past memories. Jesus is not outdated. He is alive, here and now. He walks beside you each day, in every situation you are experiencing, in every trial you have to endure, in your deepest hopes and dreams. He opens new doors when you least expect it. He urges you not to indulge in the nostalgia for the past or the cynicism about the present. Even if you feel that all is lost, please let yourself be open to the amazement at the newness Jesus brings, for he will surely surprise you. God asks us to view life as he views it. For in each of us, he never ceases to see that irrepressible kernel of beauty. In sin, he sees daughters and sons to be restored. In death, sisters and brothers to be reborn. In desolation, hearts to be revived. But do not fear then. The Lord loves your life, even when you are afraid to look at it and to take it in hand. In Easter, he shows you how much he loves that life, even to the point of living it completely, experiencing the anguish, abandonment, death, and hell, in order to emerge triumphant to tell you, you are not alone. Put your trust in me. Jesus, the risen one, loves us without limits and is there every moment of our lives. Having made himself present in the heart of our world, he invites us to overcome barriers, banish prejudices, and draw near to those around us every day in order to rediscover the grace of everyday life. Let us recognize Christ here in our Galilees, in our everyday life. With him, life will change. Far beyond all defeats, beyond all evil and violence, beyond all suffering and death, the risen one lives and guides history. Dear sisters and brothers, if on this night you are experiencing an hour of darkness, a day that has not yet dawned, a light dimmed, or a dream shattered, go. Open your heart with amazement to the message of Easter. Do not be afraid. He has risen, and he awaits you in Galilee. Your expectations will not remain unfulfilled. Your tears will be dried. Your fears will be replaced by hope. For the Lord always goes ahead of you. He always walks before you. And with him, life always begins anew.